let's wrap the show up with, let's look at the trade deadline. It's coming up. I love trade deadline stuff. We already got traded, like Greg Newsome got traded, cornerback. But let's kind of look at an all trade deadline offense here, right? Let's build an offense. I'll pick my offense. You pick your offense. Let's run through it quick. I'll build an offense out of the players that I think are most likely to be traded or who should be traded that I want to see traded or not maybe don't want to see traded, but I think there's a high likelihood of them being traded. So I'm going to pick one quarterback. We're going to pick one running back each, two receivers each, and one tight end. Not a lot of tight end options, but there's guys who can move. So I'll kick it off. I think one at quarterback. After I kick mine, you can kick yours at each position. I think the Saints and Browns need a quarterback. Not many teams need a quarterback right now, but I think the Saints and Browns need a cornerback right now. I think Russell Wilson's a fair candidate, but I don't think anyone really wants any Russell Wilson at this point. I think Jameis Winston's a fair candidate, but you know what you're getting with Jameis at this point. A lot of chucks, a lot of yards, a lot of picks. And I don't know how much that matters to a team that's kind of out. Anthony Richardson is a name I got my eye on it. I mean, hear me out. I think someone's going to look at it. I think someone like the Saints is going to see Anthony Richardson on a rookie contract and think of him as like, oh, they want to be that girlfriend who's going to be able to fix the really toxic dude. It's like, I can fix him. Like that type of shit with Anthony Richardson. I think I could see someone like the Saints like taking in a reclamation project because they think they can fix him. I don't know why, because I think they're also going to sell off other assets. But clearly, the Colts are going to commit to Daniel Jones. There's no reason they shouldn't. And at this point, Anthony Richardson is off of a job through this season, through next season. He's done in Indianapolis. Let's be honest about that. So while he's still on a rookie deal, I think there's a team who might want to swoop in, maybe give him run, maybe give him. You can't tell me Anthony Richardson couldn't go to the Saints right now and compete to start. It's Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck. These guys suck. Tyler Shuck was their second-round pick. He can't even beat out Spencer Rattler, and that guy sucks.
Anthony Richardson is bad. I watched him.
He sucks, too. But that's my point, though.
Listen, Debbie does Dallas, Sarah J. I can start naming some people that suck, but he sucks worse than them. I'm trying to tell you. Cherokee, Pinky, Triple, he sucks worse than them. So I'm not sure on that one, Austin. And listen, I've been telling you, I want to see fucking Shador play. So before Flacco got traded, I want to see Shador play. But listen to this. Is Jacoby Brissett showing the Arizona Cardinals, hey, we don't need Kyler. Let's get away from that contract. Let's get him up out of here. Send him to either New Orleans or let's think Cleveland.
Probably New Orleans. There's not many teams.
So, I think Kyler Murray, if I wanted to trade for somebody, because Jacoby Brissett is playing well. So that's kind of showing Arizona, hey, listen, let's just go get a rookie in the draft. Let's trade this guy up out of here. But I think Kyler never wanted to be in Arizona. So I think that's a guy that somebody can kind of grab. That's still super talented, and he's shown he can win. So that's my quarterback, Kyler Murray.
That's an interesting. I was not expecting that one. I mean, the Saints. I think the problem for the Saints is they got no cap room. Which is crazy because it's not like they're a talented roster, but they don't got cap room,
which is crazy.
So I thought you were going to say like they would trade for Brissett, perhaps, which I think Brissett is going to at least draw some interest, perhaps. And
they want somebody for the future.
Yeah, but that's exactly so. I could see the Saints. Actually, that's a good one. I kind of like that Kyler Murray to the Saints. I could see that. I could get down with that. All right, let's go to the running back position for our all trade deadline team. So my team started with Anthony Richardson. Yours just started with Kyler Murray. God, that's a good one. All right, running backs. Teams like the Texans could use a running back. They got old Joe Mixon who's coming back. They got old Nick Chubb who's in there. Woody Marks looks all right. Still a young guy, but he's RB3 right now. So maybe they do. Maybe the Commanders need one with Bob Merritt, and they got McNichols and Eckler. Maybe they need one. And then there's a couple names on the board. The obvious one is Breece Hall, and I'm going to take Breece Hall. I think you're going to take Breece Hall. The Jets might need to blow up the whole damn thing at this point, and they would make out great by trading Breece Hall. That's any team's RB1 that they can plug in day one. He's amazing in the pass game. He's a good rusher. You can give him a lot of volume. And for the Jets side of it, they just, at this point, y'all need to stack up draft picks. Breece Hall is getting you your best return. They probably keep Garrett Wilson around, even though I'd love for them to send him on over to Green Bay. They can send Sauce Gardner with Garrett Wilson over to Green Bay if they would like. But Breece Hall, I think it's pretty obvious here. I got to stack him on my all trade offense here. Who do you got?
Miami is looking bad, so I think they can unload A-Chain right now. I think he's
Ooh,
the
you think they'll
guy.
do that?
Yeah, because I mean, to me, I think if the Jets want to win, you got to keep somebody on offense. So they'll be dumb if they get rid of him because he's a foundational piece in the NFL right now. You just need a back that can catch the ball, can run the ball. But to me, I think A-Chain could get out of Miami, and you got to think add him to a team who just need a one-hitter quitter because that guy, he doesn't need that many carries because I'm telling you, he can turn a 5-yard play into an 80-yard touchdown and like that. So I will go with A-Chain, or this is tonight. Detroit is showing you they kind of don't need Montgomery anymore. Jahmyr Gibbs could be their full-time running back, and I think they could get something for Montgomery right now because I don't think they need him. And slowly but surely, his stats are starting to trickle down. So I think Montgomery is another guy that can kind of be on the way.
That's a good call out.
Yeah,
I like that one, and you got a really good point there. And we're seeing how many teams can get away with like just kind of a dude as your RB2, and just as long as they complement well, adds a good change of pace, something different. You really don't need to have freaking a potential 1B to have a really good dynamic 1-2 punch. Like Joey said with the Bears. I don't know how to say his name, Manunga or something, but he's fine. The Packers with Emmanuel Wilson, that's a really good number 2. He's been very solid for the Packers. You don't need to it helps for sure. That's another good name, Iman. I think you're kicking my ass on this one right now. I think I'm going to make up for some time though on receivers. So I mean, the other guys obviously for running back. So like Alvin Kamara, I know that they said they're not trading him, but like come on, Saints. Freaking trade Kamara at this point. He's a little injured. He's getting older. You guys aren't winning shit. There's no point to hold on to Kamara. And Jerome Ford out there in Cleveland, lots of talks he's going to get moved. He's a good contributor in pass protection and in the pass game. So I could see Jerome Ford also getting dealt. But I'm sticking Breece Hall. Who are you picking? Are you picking David Montgomery or A-Chain? I saw the Dolphins are saying.
I'm going to go with A-Chain. Okay. I think they could get a 2 and a 3 for A-Chain. Outside of Breece, I think Breece Hall can get you a first. But outside of Breece Hall, I think A-Chain can get a 2 or 3, and Kamara probably can get a 3. So I'll go with A-Chain.
Okay. All right. Let's go over to the Steelers, or not Steelers, the receivers. But the Steelers could probably use a receiver. The Giants could use a receiver, and perhaps the Bills could use a receiver. A couple teams could use a receiver. Shoot, even the Dolphins could, but Lord knows they won't. A couple names out there to be thinking of. We got 2 here, but I'm going to go with the 2 that I think. One for me, and I've been screaming all year, DJ Moore. I just brought it up again. Right, we're talking about a guy with 1 game this season with 5 catches, 1 game this season with 6 targets, and 3 games this season with 3 catches. The Chicago Bears are just simply not using DJ Moore in their offense. I can't make light of it. And he would be a great candidate for a team looking for a true stable wide receiver 2 in terms of the talent, some contract length still left on. He won't be a rental. And on the Bears side, like Joey said earlier, they've already plugged in Roman Dunze. They've already plugged in Luther Burden. They've plugged in the guys that they feel are going to be the future of the wide receiver crew that for Ben Johnson and whatnot, even though Rome, was there before him. But DJ Moore seems like he's on the outs. And again, I want to see DJ Moore in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs another receiver. They are you take away DK from that receiver room, they have nothing. They're pretty much with Buster Skoranek, Roman Wilson, and Calvin Austin as the receivers. That is piss poor junk. And you are competing right now. You are leading the AFC North. Go get yourself a DJ Moore to complement DK on the outside. You throw DJ in the slot, and you got some really good stuff. Before Johnson, the Bears in 2024, July 2024, they also signed DJ Moore to an extension. So like I said, a team was going to go get him. You got a guy for a couple of seasons. And that's a great little incentive piece. It's also going to make him cost a little bit more. So I'm going to take DJ Moore for 1. And there's a couple names I could go with here, and this one's going to hurt me a little bit. I think the Packers are going to trade Romeo Doubs.
Oh, wow.
I don't want it to happen, but we're entering that point now with this receiving room where someone's going to have to move. They just gave Christian Watson money to stay around next year, $13 million for Christian Watson next year. They got Matthew Golden on a rookie deal. They got Jaden Reed on a rookie deal. They just gave a hell of a lot of money to Zach Tom. They just gave a lot of money to Jordan Love, a lot of money to Jacobs. There's no world where you can give Romeo much of a contract extension, if at all, where he's going to demand probably 4 years, a good chunk of change, probably 14 plus million a year, where the Packers just aren't going to be able to afford that, especially with Micah Parsons in the building now. So I think while he's kind of on his last year here of his contract, the Packers are going to ship him off, and he's playing some really good football. There's going to be a team out there that's willing to pay a mid-round draft pick, fifth-round pick for Romeo Doubs, not give up much, and see him as their true number 2 guy. He's very reliable in the red zone. He's one of Jordan Love's favorite targets. He's great with slot route. His route running has only gotten better. And again, like I said, it's going to hurt me. But when you think long-term here, after this season, the Packers receiving core is looking like Golden, Watson, Reed, Wicks, especially with how they're not using Wicks, he's nothing for you. That's 4 guys. Even if you keep Dobbs and you got rid of Dontavian, like, how much are you going to pay Dobbs to be one of 4 guys that is going to get 4 targets a game? So I don't think it's going to be logistical for them to keep him around. I think they're going to sell high on him. He's proven his worth right now. With the dude's down, he's looked really good. I think someone's going to come calling, someone who's going to want to pay him, who can pay him. I'm going to throw Romeo in there. Who do you got?
Please, let's get Garrett Wilson out of New York. Like, I listen. You can keep Breece Hall, but get Garrett Wilson up out of there. So I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson with my first receiver. Now, before he got hurt tonight, I would have said Mike Evans, because clearly, Ibuka is moving to the number 1 guy. You got to think Chris Godwin's coming back. And listen, Tez Johnson has been playing his ass off the past few games. He had a couple good plays tonight. So I think Baker could get rid of one of those. But if not that, damn, I had somebody else in my head. I had Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans before he got hurt. God, dog.
Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Jacoby Myers.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. Listen, it's Chris Olave needs to get out of New Orleans. Just clearly, Ohio State receivers can ball. He needs to get somewhere where he hasn't had a good quarterback since he's been in New Orleans. Get him on a team with a good quarterback who can get that guy the ball, because clearly we are seeing Ohio State guys are number 1 receivers. Even Marvin Harrison Jr. is starting to get better and better every week. So Chris Olave, that was my second guy. So Garrett Wilson, and if Mike Evans wasn't hurt, I would get Mike Evans up out of there and Chris Olave. So yes, please.
Interesting. I would feel like Evans would stay around when you consider the Buccaneers, what they got going right now. Wouldn't you want him? Knowing that Godwin's also injury prone. He gets hurt almost every year at this point. Jalen McMillan's been hurt all season so far. I mean, if you get rid of Godwin, or you get rid of Evans and Godwin gets hurt, now you're down to Ibuka and Tez Johnson and maybe Jalen McMillan. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, hey, he is old. They might want to sell out while they can, ship him to someone else. But Olave too, man. Like, he's so banged up. His brain is half mush at this point. I wonder what he would cost the team. But I also truly think Jacoby Myers is going to get out. Like, he was demanding more money this offseason. The Raiders said, pound sand, buddy. The Raiders added wide receiver talent, and this team needs draft picks badly. They suck. So, and I think Jacoby Myers at least gets them something. So I could see him. My guys are for receivers are DJ Moore, Romeo. You got Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson,
let's go. All right, tight ends to wrap up the show. I'm going Mark Andrews. Get him the hell out of Baltimore. I think they're going to go in sell-off mode. They already got Isaiah Likely in place. I mean, he's a good enough tight end. Mark Andrews is doing enough, but he's getting a little older. You guys aren't winning to begin with. Let's be honest, this season's pretty much dead in the water. What's the point of having Mark Andrews around when you have a guy like Likely as well? Get something out of him while you still can. I think between like him or Njoku, I know Michael Mayer is on it, and which is crazy. The Raiders just drafted Michael Mayer in the first round, and they're already like, yep, we'll trade him. That was a crazy bad pick, but I'm going Mark Andrews here for tight end. Who you got?
Nobody better ever get Njoku. I mean, that guy can't catch a fucking cold, butt naked in fucking Alaska's beach. So don't get him. I'm with you, but I'm gonna stay on the same team. But you got to think Isaiah Likely hasn't really been present this year. I think that's a guy that they can kind of get off. I mean, I haven't really seen him doing. I mean, in last year he had some breakout games and starting to show his athletic ability. Now I've been hearing he's not the hardest worker in the world, so he's a guy that doesn't really push himself at practice every day. So that can be an issue. But I was thinking Mark Andrews got to stay there. I think sometimes you got to keep your legends. We already let our guy go because he can't stay out of heaven and earth massage parlor, but we can't. Mark Andrews is a guy we can't let go. He's just a staple in the city. He's a staple on the team. He just exemplifies everything with the Ravens say. So I'll go at Isaiah Likely. Same team, just Isaiah Likely up out of there. Because listen, trust me, I've been hearing it. He doesn't even want to be there.
Oh boy, they just gave him money not too long ago, huh?
But when Andrews came back, his kind of catches fell down a little bit. He thought those games that he was showing off when Andrews was hurt last year, that it was going to kind of push Andrews down, and it really did. Mm-hmm. They're going with the for sure thing. And then what really hurt is when Andrews dropped the pass in the playoff, and he's like, see, I've been fucking making plays all year. So
that play hurt. That I'm not even a Ravens fan, and that as a football fan, that play cut my soul up a little bit, that drop. That's interesting. No, I think that's fair. They were like in a very weird love triangle between Lamar and who he's throwing the ball to, between Likely and Andrews. It felt like a toxic love triangle there for a little bit. All right. And then last thing, I got to say this on baseball. That's our teams. All right, let's finish up our teams quick. So my team, my all trade deadline team goes Anthony Richardson, get him up out of there. Someone might want him. Breece Hall at running back, DJ Moore and Romeo Doubs at receiver, and Mark Andrews at tight end. Iman, your team, you got Kyler Murray.
Yes, Garrett Wilson. I had A-Chain at running back. I had Garrett Wilson and Olave at receiver, and I had Isaiah Likely at tight end.
All right, I'm curious to see who gets more right out of this, if any of these guys even get moved at all. But